What do you love about Hera?
Oh, I love him. Hera's just like a breath of fresh air. Like, this dude came in to me and I was like, no. I don't want to date anyone in the industry. Like, even though we're in different like fields, like I'm like, I don't want to date anyone in real estate. He just won me over 100%. I didn't want to be the masculine person in the relationship. And he came and just like took, like, I couldn't say like, oh, I need this, because he was already like, I got you. Like, and those words that I got you are like beautiful. I love how he is with, not only with me, but the way he is with the kids, the way he is like, he's all about his family, the way he is with like everyone that knows Hera. Like, he's just like such a giving person, but he doesn't like want to, he won't like just give you like money or anything like that. Like, he wants to help you grow. Like, that's how he gives, you know. With him, it's just like he gives this love that there's nothing compared to it.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for joining us at tea time. Our little tea time.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yes, me too. I'm super excited to have you.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. Yeah. Like, I'm like, yeah, let's do some tea.
Yes. Thank you for accepting our invitation to be here.
Thank you.
Vero voted you in.
I know.
Yes. So, the purpose of tea time is to get to know you on a more personal level. We all know, you're insane at selling real estate, but we want to get to know Crystal behind the real estate, behind the scenes. How did this all get started? A little bit more on the personal side.
Thank you. There's a lot. There's a lot there. Thank you. Well, so a quick little background?
Yes, please.
My name is Crystal Ramirez. I've been a realtor for 7 years now. I grew up, honestly, in the hood. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I grew up in Compton and Linwood.
Really? Compton?
Compton and Linwood, yes. Yeah.
Jordan High School.
My grandma still lives on Willowbrook and 124th.
Ah.
She's been there for like almost 40 years. Yeah.
Wow. 103rd and Alameda.
No way. Yeah. Yes, we...
Doesn't get more hood than that.
No, it doesn't get more hood than that. And so yes, I grew up there. And it's funny, I always say, like, I think growing up, I didn't really realize like that we were in the hood.
You don't know any better.
You don't know any better. And then little by little, like, I'm like, oh, there's another world. So, but yeah, I grew up in Linwood and Compton, and I got married super young when I was 21. I had my first kid, and then from there I moved out to Eastville. I lived there for 13 years. Went through a divorce after 10 years being married, and then I met the love of my life, and now we're engaged again. We have 3 beautiful kids, and we're ready to just blow up the real estate business.
How exciting! And I'm sure you guys will.
Thank you.
I'm sure you guys will. I've seen your, I follow you on social media, and I've seen yours and your fiance's dedication and discipline and doing it every day. You guys are going to get so far.
Thank you. And honestly, I think I owe the discipline to him. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've always been like a more of a, like a free spirit, and he's very like, he loves to have fun, but also like, let's get business done, so I think I've taken a lot in from that, and it was an adjustment too, like for us working together, but yeah, it's for the better.
How does that work out with you guys working together?
At first,
does it work?
Yeah, honestly, like, now I love it. Okay. But it was definitely an adjustment. We definitely had to learn like the boundaries, and I told him, I was like, right off the bat, I want to make sure our relationship comes first, aside from the business. Like, I don't want to just have a business partner. I want my husband and business partner, but there has to be a fine line, And I feel like so far we're making a good, we're making it work, But at first, it's funny, we are in the same industry, but we're in different fields. So we spoke totally different languages. Like he sees things as an investor, and it's black and white. It's a yes or no. Yeah. And I'm more like, I deal with a lot of clients, and there's emotions involved, and there's there's certain ways I have to say things. There's certain ways I have to do things. And him, it was just like rough. So I'm like, dude, we can't do that.
Cut and dry.
Cut and dry. Yeah.
As investors, it's a yes or no. There's no emotion. No. Here comes the next one. The next one.
100%.
And for you, you're talking to clients all the time, and
I always say, it's like, we get more bees with honey. Yeah. So he's always like no, or yes or no. And I'm like, well, let's present it this way, you know? And I feel like he's kind of picked up a lot of that from me, and I think I've picked up a lot of the yes or no from him too,
Well, that's good balance.
That's a good balance, yeah. So it was definitely an adjustment, but now we kind of realized what our roles were, and we're able to work with them.
So Michael and I, when we started working together, we used to butt heads a lot. Mm-hmm. And a couple times we would start projects, and then we wouldn't finish them together. because we just couldn't find that balance.
Yeah.
Michael was used to being the head of household in his last relationships. So for me to come in and with my personality, I've managed companies in the past, and so it would be very difficult, you know, until now. I think we've actually learned to respect each other's skill, and trust each other. I think that has a lot to do to trust each other, that we have each other's best interest at heart.
100%. Yeah. And I think for me too, like I kind of came in with I've always had like kind of like that, like a masculine energy, like I'm gonna work, I'm gonna get it done, I'm gonna be okay. Like, so after my divorce, I was doing everything on my own, and I did feel like I could do whatever I want, you know, like so when I met with Hera, he also had that very alpha personality. So but I didn't want to be the alpha. I didn't want it. I wanted much more of a not submissive, but more of a feminine role, where I didn't have to be on 100% of the time, or I wouldn't say not on 100% of the time, but where I want to make sure our family's good. I want to make sure the house is taken care of. I want to make sure my husband's happy. Like, that's more of a role that I'm never going to stop working, by the way. Like, I feel like work is just part of me, and I'm never going to stop working. But I also I didn't want to have to feel like in that fight mode, you know, where like, so I feel like with Hera, like he kind of took that over, whereas like I'm still busting my ass, like I'm still working super hard, and we're both making very good income, but I don't feel like that heaviness on me, you know, like as far as the business side.
Right.
For me, it's like I want to make sure the kids are good. I want to make sure we're at their baseball games. I want to make sure the house is taken care of, and that he's happy. You know, that's more important to me. This time in a marriage, you know,
that's true wealth.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And before, I think for me it was like my business comes first before anything, you know, and that's not always the right way to take it, I guess.
Yeah, it's not always healthy, and I think at times, you know, our priorities shift and change. For example, if you were a single mom and you were the only one supporting the household at that moment,
100%.
then you must have felt the pressure of the business comes 100%. First, because I'm the only one, right? And now that you're with Hera, you guys both bring in the same amount of energy and finances, that you know, it's okay. You know, we'll be just fine because we both are carrying 100%. The weight, right?
But without sacrificing our families,
right?
And you know, so I feel like that's, and I before I met Hera, everything was on me, you know. My son, my all my bills, everything was on me, so I did feel like I have to work, like right. There's no option. And with Hera, I feel like it's more of it allows me to kind of like be in my feminine energy where that he wants to. He doesn't want to he doesn't want me to come in and like, you know, so we understood our roles. We understood our roles. We both work. He helps a lot with the family too, like, but we understand like where we kind of have heavier roles on each side, you know?
Right. So, and that's the balance, right?
That's the balance. So we learned that, you know, like it didn't come easy. We did bump heads. And I'm like, well, you're not gonna tell me what to do, you know? We went through all that. Like I don't have a boss, so we went through all that. And
for me, I'm not the rebellious type. It was more Michael that would be like, you know.
No, I'm the rebellious type.
Yeah, with us it was him. You know, I'm more like, you know, I'm chill. I go with the flow.
Yeah.
But you know, I also have character. So you know, I'm chill, whatever. But I don't let people abuse me, or you know, you poke too long. Eventually, it's like, okay, 100%. I've had it. 100%. You know, so
I'm super chill. I'm super just like, cool. You know, I get along with everyone. Like it's. But like if and it could be something super small, like, oh, she, you know what, her energy's off, like I don't feel like there's good intention coming from this person, and I don't have to have the conversation with you or like, oh, explain to me why it's like this. Like, no, like we don't have to, like, we could be cordial, but we don't have to be friends. Like, and
you can agree to disagree.
Super simple, yeah. But if I feel like someone isn't like has the right intention or has some kind of feeling towards you, there's cool, thank you. Like that's it. Like I don't have to have closure or explain to me like, no, like dude, it's not there, that's it, it's fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but shout tequila.
Cup of tea.
Cheers.
How about tea? Cheers.
But there might or might not be tequila in here.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Tequila or tea? Yeah. Yes. So I do see, you know, you're super successful in your following. You have a great following on social media. When did you get started?
When when did Instagram start? Like,
Okay.
I at first it was just when I first got Instagram, it was just for me. I wasn't even a realtor, but I did sell makeup. I sold makeup and
okay.
and
Which one?
just a bunch of different kinds.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, we started with my mom. My mom started when I was 15. We started doing like we called them makeup parties.
Okay.
I would literally go to people's houses, set up, explain what everything was for, and it became crazy. Like it was really, really good. But funny thing is that I started following people from there, and I would post the makeup, and then people would like, oh, buy from there, right? Well, a lot of my clients now are still makeup clients, where I got them from when I was selling
Really?
makeup.
So you have that following?
100%, but it wasn't as big. It was nothing compared to now, and yeah, I've been a realtor for 7 years, and my biggest thing is like I always want to post what I'm working on, what I'm doing, and that's how I connect with people through social media, and so it didn't happen overnight, but little by little it's like, and I feel like I'm just getting started too, like it's we're building that momentum, and from there it's gonna take off. But yeah, it didn't happen overnight, and I share my life. It's pretty much what I do.
Why real estate?
Why real estate? One, I love like seeing properties like this. Like I love seeing the passion that people put into their homes. Two, I love helping families. I love helping. Like I can't explain. I feel like it sounds kind of cheesy when we say, when we hand over the keys, that feeling, but it never gets old. Like that feeling never gets old. Like when you see a family grabbing the keys and like they can't believe that they're getting into a house, and you're part of that, So that feeling is something that I'm always gonna live for. And then 3, just I wanted a different lifestyle. I felt I worked for a good company before, and I moved up pretty quickly, but mind you, I got pregnant young, so I didn't finish college. So with no degree, like there's only so much you could go up in a corporate level, right? So I felt like I moved up fast, but that was all. I couldn't go from there. There was like absolutely cap. I had my 9 to 5, everything else was cool, but that was it. So I'm like, this isn't really what I want for my life. I feel like there was always more. And when I was 24, I wanted to do real estate, and my family's always been like, no, just get a job, make sure you have benefits, like it's secure, like
9 to 5.
That's so we didn't really have any entrepreneurship in my family, so I didn't know what that looked like. And I'm like, you're right, like it's kind of scary. So I worked for Nike for 3 years, and that's when I kind of was like, no, I need something. And honestly, it took life kicking me in the butt with like to get personal miscarriages that that
Oh wow.
that I took some time off, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to spend my life in a cubicle,
Right.
So at that point, it took life kicking me in the butt to realize like, hey, this is where I need to make the jump. And yeah, I saved up for 6 months or 6 months worth of expenses, and it took me 4 months to sell my first deal. So on the 4th month, I'm like, I have to sell this deal because I'm running low.
I've heard there's agents that have taken a year to sell the first deal.
I've heard too, yeah, it's happened. So, but I was like, for me, there was no option. I'm like, I have 6 months to sell it to make some money, or else I have to get a job again, and that wasn't. I didn't want to do that. So
Question for you: If your son is 17 years old and he comes to you, Mom, you didn't go to college and you've made all this money. Why should I have to go to college? Why can't I do what you do? What would you answer?
You better start knocking on some doors. You better start making some money. Because I feel like because I didn't go to college, well, I think that's still something I would want to do though. I would still want to get my degree just to say I have my degree. I don't know, it's funny, like it's one of my goals. But two, like I honestly don't feel like college is for everyone.
Right.
For me, like I said, I've sold makeup since I was 15. Like that was, entrepreneurship is kind of my thing. And I do feel like I don't need a college degree in order for me to do this, which is a blessing,
Yeah.
But if my son says like, hey, like I want to do real estate, like let's do it. But whatever you want to do, like you're doing, like I don't want to hear any like, oh, never mind. Like, no, like you have to go 100%.
I'm actually going through that right now.
With what?
My daughter is 17 and she's graduating this year. And she came to me with that argument. Like, hey, Mom, you make more than a doctor would make. Why would I need to go to college? Instead, let me do what you're doing. Let me learn what you're doing. And so I still want her to go to college because in the way she expresses herself, I want her to be intelligent and be able to, sound and look educated, right? And I want that for her. But at the same time, she's right. But then I don't want to tell her she's right, And so it's a little battle.
Yeah.
So we've made an agreement that she's gonna go to college, but she's gonna flip her first. She's gonna do for her first flip this coming year, her senior year, and see how she likes it.
God.
And then if she likes it, then we said, okay, you're going to go to college locally.
Okay.
Right? And then I'll help you with the flipping business, but
Yeah.
you're still going to be doing your classes in the background.
But that's what blows my mind. Look at the blessing that is. Your daughter's gonna flip her first house while she's in high school. Like, when did we ever get that opportunity?
Never.
You know, like I didn't even know flipping was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
I didn't even have the 5,000 EMD when I bought my first one.
No,
I
like
borrowed
it's yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the fact that we're giving our kids like these opportunities, like,
yeah.
But the thing is, like, one thing is for us to give them the opportunity, another thing is for them to actually like take it and run with it. You know.
Yeah. But my oldest he's not interested.
And that's okay too. You know.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy with whatever they're happy with.
100%.
As long as they do it right.
Yeah, for me, I have 2 younger sisters, and I would love for them to get into the industry. One of them's actually she's going to take her real estate license, and I've been telling her for the longest. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to force them, because if this isn't for you,
they're not going to like it.
If you don't like it, yeah, then it's not for you. Do to school, go do something else, you know. But I'm not going to force you and then have you there hating your life and then making my life miserable. So I feel like it takes a very, you have to like this industry. You have to have
it takes a unique person.
Yeah, but honestly, it's amazing that she's gonna do her flip. I feel like she's gonna love it, and it can create a little monster.
Yes, and she's super independent.
Oh, good.
It's rapidita. She's
and I feel like
independent.
in this, like, I think that's what kind of scares me with the opportunities that we have for our kids is, are we doing a disservice to them? We had to work our butts off to get to where we're at, and I feel like we haven't stopped working. And because we're gonna have these opportunities for our kids, like, I want them to still work for it, like, to know that not everything's gonna be handed to them.
It's such a hard balance. I've had, a lot of my entrepreneur friends were all the same age, 40s, 50s, and that is such a struggle, because we sometimes expect our kids to have, the same work ethic that we do. But then how can our kids be hungry if they've never been hungry?
100%.
How do we?
Oh, that was so good.
It's true.
That was so
How
good.
can we expect them to be hungry if they've never been hungry? They haven't gone through what we've gone through.
100%.
We can't expect them to act like we do, to work as hard as we do. I'm immigrant, and they've had everything that we didn't have. Yeah.
And I feel like it's a fine line, because I feel super blessed that we're able to give our kids these things, that I remember one time, we asked my mom, we're little, and I think we asked, like, oh, can we go to McDonald's? My mom was like, my mom didn't know how much she had in the bank, so she's like, no, I don't think we can go to McDonald's.
What, you at McDonald's?
Well, clearly we didn't, but yeah, and my son is like, can we get hibachi? I'm like, oh
my daughter.
Like,
can we go and get Japanese food?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, because they don't realize,
Yeah, and it's not cheap. Well, for us, it's not cheap, but for them, it's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Like, let's go get hibachi. Yeah. And like I said, I feel like it's a blessing that we're able to do that. But at the same time, I want them to, I don't know, it's scary. It's scary because, like I said, I think we could give them so many opportunities that we didn't have. But they need to put in the work. Like, that's one thing that we can't do for them. Yeah. We can't put in the work for them.
And then what I've heard is, out of strong parents comes weak children. Because we've done the work, and so it's such a hard balance. All parents go through this.
It's so tough,
And we put parameters where you need to work for it, you need to do But some of your kids will do it, and you'll have one that won't. It's different for everybody.
Every kid is different. Yeah, I have 3 sisters, and 2 sisters. There's 3 of us, and we each are completely different. And it's okay. Everyone's different, but yeah, with our kids, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. But
if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I just turned 34.
34? Oh my goodness.
I just turned 34.
You look a lot younger.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying.
I thought you were max late 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. I still get I don't get carded anymore, so I'm like a little hurt about that. But no, I just turned 34, and I feel like I don't really feel 34. I feel good, but I don't feel 34 is bad either. I don't know.
Especially the way you guys take care of your body and work out, you're not going to feel.
Thank you.
Keep going that way. You're not going to feel yourself aging.
It was so funny. I went to Target, and I think I was buying some medicine that required an ID, and the girl asked me for an ID, and she was like, 1990, and I was like, yes. I'm like, don't say that so loud. But she was like a high school kid, and she was like, oh my god, you were born 1990, and I was like, yes, I was born 1990.
Oh my So now speaking about age, I just turned 49 this year,
Nice.
and I'm going through a process, about aging myself. So
You look amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank
You
you.
look so
Thank
good,
you,
yeah.
thank you. Appreciate it. I've noticed, I've lost a little weight lately, and I want to lose some more and stay on a healthier track. But I do notice, the changes in my face. I'm aging, my body, everything.
Yeah.
And in this industry, we are fortunate that if we want to, we can go and do a little nip and tuck here and there. But I struggle with, I want to age gracefully, or do I want to do nips and tucks, which I'm not opposed, but how far and how much is too much? I like everything natural, more on the classier side.
Yeah.
Do you ever get any, do you ever feel pressured by the beauty concepts nowadays, or what people think is beautiful?
Yeah, I feel like, especially with social media, there's so much out there, and sometimes I'm like, oh, it's like she's beautiful. Like, I don't have the long hair, but I feel like it's out there. But at the end of the day, I'm only gonna do whatever makes me feel beautiful. I'm all for nips and tucks or Botox. Like, I'm all for it. If I feel comfortable, that I'll do it. But I don't necessarily do it for other people's standards. I do it for like what I feel makes me, or what I feel beautiful in, or what makes me feel beautiful. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I feel like in this industry, like, there's everyone's beautiful in this industry. Like everyone, and I feel like there's very fine lines. There's very fine lines as to like what you do, how much you do of it, like, and also like how you want to carry yourself, how you want to be represent yourself, how you want to be presented. So I feel like for me, it's like I'm more like with you, like on the natural look. I think I love Botox, and I haven't done fillers. I was telling him, I was like, I think I kind of want some filler, and he's like, you better not touch your lips.
Michael tells me all the time, you touch your face. He tells me all the time too.
Yeah, your head is like, you better not touch your lips. And but yeah, I do get Botox. I love Botox. But like I said, it's more for what I want, or what I feel like that I want to do to myself, not necessarily for someone else's beauty standard, But yeah, I mean, especially with social media, like I said, you see all kinds of stuff on there, like, oh, like, she looks good, but it's not for everyone.
Right. I believe, there's nothing wrong with plastic surgery. There's nothing wrong with nips and tucks. It's just more for me. I will, if and when I do anything, I would like it to look a little bit more natural.
100%. I'm more on that side too. I love the natural side.
And it's also because I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm grieving the younger me. So if I ever do anything, I still want to look like myself, and I'm doing it for me.
100%.
Not for anybody else.
100%. And I'm telling you, like, I'm not scared of surgeries. I'm not scared of, I love a little lipo, but and Hera doesn't. I told him like right before the wedding, I was like, dude, I was like, want to get some lipo? And he's like, no, I got your trainer. I'm like, okay.
Darn, we gotta work for it.
But so I'm definitely not afraid of any of that stuff, and I'm not against it. I feel like to each their own. Like if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. It's. I just don't understand when people get disrespectful about it, like, oh, she did this. Like, no, like, even surgeries, if you get surgery, it's not easy, like, you still have to go through the process and pay for it, but
you still work for it.
But I feel like it's to each your own. Like, if you want to do it and it's for you, it's gonna make you happy, then go for it. Like, but it shouldn't be like, oh, I want to look like her because she's doing this on social media, and she's it should never be for that. Because you're never gonna be happy, because you're gonna see someone else that now I want to look like her. Like, you need to do what makes you happy, that how you want it to feel and look.
So, and one thing I've mentioned to you before, I really like the way you present yourself. I love that you can be sexy but also classy.
Thank you.
And I really love your look.
I appreciate that, because that's kind of like what I was going for. So I'm glad that's the way people are taking it.
Yes, I definitely see that.
Thank you. Like I told you, in this industry, I feel there's a very fine line as to the way you carry yourself, especially when you work with a lot of families and couples. I can't be out there with everything hanging out, because the wife isn't gonna like that her husband is being, and it's totally understandable too. But I honestly feel the most confident, with the turtleneck and some nice slacks. Like, I feel so confident, like, and I feel like that's what's sexy too, like the confidence, that brings out. So I love like this is like you know, I'm showing leg, but I'm still like covered up. Like this is like, I feel sexy, I feel confident, I feel like it gives me like the power to come up and like and present myself well.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah, you really present yourself really well.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. I'm still a little crazy, but
No, not crazy, but fun.
but fun.
I think you're a lot of fun.
Thank
Yes,
you, thank
yes.
you. Yeah.
So, okay, what do you love about Hera?
Oh, I love him. I literally hug him. I'm like, oh, I love you.
Okay.
Hera's just like totally just a breath of fresh air. Like this dude came in to me, and I was like, no, I don't want to date anyone in the industry. Like, even though we're in different like fields, like I'm like, I don't want to date anyone in real estate, and he just won me over 100%. Like I told you, like I really wanted to be. I didn't want to be the masculine person in the relationship, and he came and just like took, like I couldn't say like, oh, I need this, because he was already like, I got you, like, and that those words that I got you are like beautiful, you know. So I love how he is with not only with me, but the way he is with the kids, the way he is like he's all about his family, the way he is with like everyone that knows Hera. Like he's just like such a giving person, such a like but he doesn't like want to, he won't like just give you like you know, money or anything like that. Like, he wants to help you grow. Like that's how he gives, you know. And with him, it's just like he gives this love that there's nothing compared to it, you know. And he's crazy. He's super crazy, which I love. I feel like that's like where we kind of connected. You know, it's funny, where we really like kind of started like, okay, like our love for music. Like we love the same type of music, and
I love you guys dancing together.
Then that's but like from hip hop to like to Spanish music. Like I remember one of our first dates, he was like, "Let's go dancing," and I'm like, "You know how to dance?" First of all, I didn't even know he spoke Spanish. Like
really,
yeah. And I after my divorce, I was very specific as to the type of man I wanted to marry, and I said, I'm like, you know what? I want someone that really loves to dance. Not only that knows how to dance, but that loves to dance to this type of music, because that's something that I love.
Okay.
And he invited me out to dance in Spanish music, and I was like, you know how to dance? And then he was like, I got a little two-step. And I'm telling you, I was already going to cancel, because I was like, I don't want to go, and then what if he dances bad, and then I'm just going to be stuck there. Like, I was like,
what would have happened if he would have danced badly? If he was terrible at dancing.
He's so cute, so I don't know, but we started dancing. I was like, oh my god! I'm like, you really know how to dance, and he loves it. So that's kind of like where he won my heart, really, like with the dancing.
That was a good check mark.
That was that was like at the top, but that, and then the fact that when I met him, I was like, oh, he's calm. I need someone calm in my life, like, because I'm a little crazy, so I need someone calm, and he's just as crazy as I am. So
your mom, she's so sweet. She mentioned for your bridal shower, she's like, when she was young, she was a young girl. She was always, everywhere, wanted to go everything, and basically, in other words, that Gerardo matches your energy.
100%. And you don't understand how many times I get that from people, that like we're very compatible, like we match each other's energy. Like we're very business, but also when we're having fun, we have so much fun together. Even if it's just like important. Us two, we have so much fun together. Like, so but we also know like when to like turn it off and just like, okay, relax. And then he's teaching me how to meditate. So he's just like he's taught me so much. So
that's wonderful.
He's someone that I respect, someone that I love, someone that I admire. So it's like, I feel
he's a very special young man.
Very special.
He had us all in tears for your bridal shower.
I know.
I was in tears. I sent it to Michael, and I was with a teary face. I was oh my god.
But that was a very special moment, because he told me, he goes, I'm going to show up and take you flowers, like, and I'm like, okay, like, show up towards the end. And then first of all, my grandma doesn't really go out as much anymore, and she was there, so she was there, so I was super already like emotional about that. And then he told me, he was like, hey, I was gonna try to take a mariachi, but last minute I couldn't get anyone. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, just bring the flowers. So he showed up, and when I heard the mariachi, I was like, oh.
And then the song he walked in with.
Yes.
Oh my god. All the girls, we were crazy in tears.
I was trying not to cry, and then I turn around and I see my grandma crying, and I'm just like, oh. So it was like such an ugly cry, so I didn't want to turn around. I was just hugging. I was like, oh.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So I was like, okay, get it together. And then, but yeah, he loves like doing stuff like that. So we have a lot of fun too.
For you, I know that you and Hera are working on projects together for growth.
Yes.
This coming year.
Yes.
What are you guys doing for growth?
For growth. So we got a coach, a real estate coach, and I don't know if you met Eric Legado, but in 1 year, he sold 884 houses. not as a huge team. He'd had a couple showing agents and his transaction coordinators, assistants. But
what year was that? I'm curious.
I would have to
If it's up market, down market.
Well, he obviously like he was building up to this, but I don't remember the year, but we could ask him. But I mean, in any year,
right?
A market 880, like it's crazy. And the thing is, like he's very strict on time blocking, on scheduling, and so he's always telling me, he's like, Crystal, I need you to focus, because I used to be very like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that, and he's like, so now I'm being more particular as to what I'm saying yes to. Like I used to be at every single
with your time,
every single NARP event, every single real estate event. Which also helped me too on the marketing side.
I was going to say that,
yeah,
because
it definitely helped.
You do have to do those rounds, right? So I've done speaking events, I've done,
100%.
and then because of that, I go places now, and they're like, "Hey, I know you," and I don't have a huge following, but because I
100%. So it definitely did help. But now it's like now I'm being more particular as to like which ones I'm attending, and like if I need to be there, how long do I have to be there? Maybe I don't have to stay for the whole like party after,
right, right.
So being very particular with their time, and especially because one of my goals is to be very hands-on with our kids and with their family. So I have to be, if I go to those events, I'm obviously taking away from our kids and the family, so for growth, we're doing we're so excited. So we're doing that on the coaching side with him, and our goals are pretty intense. And then we want to grow our real estate company, but not only we want to build an ecosystem for the real estate company, for Casa Limon. So Casa Limon is going to be it's going to be everything, and we're doing the flips, we're doing the a bit of wholesaling, we're doing our standard transactions on the real estate end. So we just want to build.
Is it a brokerage?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Will it be a brokerage?
That's the plan. In the
okay.
future. Yeah. So the plan is for us to just to build the whole Casa Limon name, and that's going to be like our legacy.
And what a great branding, right?
Yeah,
Casa Limon, everything Limon.
Yeah, everything lemons. Yeah. And it's so funny because everyone does send us like they'll be in Amalfi Coast, and they're like, oh, everything's lemons here. Like, so it's cute. Like I feel like it's
total branding.
Branding, 100%. So, but along with that, it's like on the personal side, we want to be the best version of ourselves. That's another thing I love about him. Is like he pushes me to always keep improving. The way I want to look, my fitness, their health-wise, meditating, like with our kids, and having them grow and having them see what we do, so they could be exposed to that and know. Growing up, I didn't know what meditating was. Like, so I'm barely learning now. And then
our parents would be like, "I'll show you how to meditate. Get your ass to wash some dishes."
Exactly. Here, mom. For now,
I'm meditating. Here's the mom.
Here's the mom. Yeah. But yeah, definitely like growing our family. And our business. That's
how exciting.
We're excited. We're super excited. And it doesn't feel like work, or it doesn't feel like it does get stressful. I feel like in any business or any relationship, we're gonna go through it. Trust me, we go through it, But the biggest thing is knowing that we could get through it. Yeah. That we could adjust, that we could learn, we could obviously we've been together for 2 years, but we still have a lot to learn from each other, and how to work together, how to live together, how to it's always going to be a change,
It's a challenge to have an issue happen in your work life, and then you're still upset about it, and you get home, and now you have to wear a different hat.
Yeah, but he's very good about that. Yeah. Him more than me. Like he's very even like on the pickleball court. We went to play for his birthday, and I'm like, hey, because we're already getting like a little tense, and I'm like, hey, we just can't be mad, okay? Like we can't because we're both very competitive. And he was like, we could get mad, but as soon as we walk out this court, we're good. And I'm like, all right, you're right. But yeah, at home he's very good. I was okay, it happened, what's for dinner? Move on.
Yeah. That's Michael and I have learned to have that balance. Yeah. But it's taken us, I think, longer than you guys. For Michael and I, we've been together. We're going to be together 9 years at the end of this year. But when you find your partner at our age, the age that we found ourselves in our 40s, it's harder because you've already had the habits so much
you're
longer.
Set in your ways.
Right. Yeah. And so you're so much more set in your ways that when you're younger, you're growing together. 100%. It's so much easier to...
Yeah. And I think we both had relationships where it just didn't work out. And like I said, our previous partners were also very great people. We just, it just didn't work out. But I feel like we both were very clear of what didn't work. And we were very aware that if we kept doing those things, that it wasn't going to work again, So I think that's one thing for us to know, hey, the previous patterns aren't going to work in this relationship, Right. And if we want to make it work, we have to change those patterns. And number two is no matter how big the argument, no matter what it is, like this is it for us. Like for us, like we agree, like there's no way out. Like this is it. You know, like we have to make it work. So we'll take our time to go down or whatever it is, but we have to make it work. Like so that's
beautiful.
We're excited. Yeah.
Always, if you keep that mentality and you both are working towards that goal, always remember, this is the problem. This is Hera and this is Crystal, but the problem is right here.
True.
So let's both work to solve the problem,
100%,
not attack each other.
He always says like, he's like, picture that there's a ball and we have to like put, he's like, the ball of love, we have to pull it towards us, not push it away.
Yeah.
So I'm like kicking the ball.
Yeah,
but no, but yeah, I feel like it's just like it's a beautiful thing to have someone that he's so aware of like the feelings and the emotions and what works for us and what doesn't. So it's a beautiful thing to help.
Yes. Now, going back to, you know, your industry and stuff, I see you're a beautiful girl. Do you ever experience envy with other women or cattiness within other women? Maybe not in the industry, just catty, period.
Yeah.
Growing up, I had more male friends than than female friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a me thing.
No.
But I felt like there wasn't the thing of envy or stuff like that. Do you ever feel any of that?
You know what? I feel like I kind of learned it. I think I used to see it more like when I was in the corporate office, because I was in the office all the time and there was always women there. I feel like I get along with mostly everyone, but there's always someone, you know. Even in high school, I had one person that didn't like me. This girl didn't like me just because I just don't like you. I'm like, okay. Wow. Okay. But I feel like there's always going to be people that you know don't like you just for, like you said, we're not everyone's cup of tea, you know. But when I was going into the office, I felt like I guess because I exposed myself more, like where I was around more women, you would see or hear things that just didn't feel right. But because I work more from my home, I have my home office, and I feel like I kind of stayed away from all that. So when I do see the women, and it's like, oh hey, we're all excited to see each other, you know. Yeah. So I think it's best for me to kind of like keep it at that level right now. But yeah, growing up, through the years, I've always seen. Like I said, I haven't had too many issues where with women, but there is some women that you just know, like, hey, I just have to separate myself from, you know. And it's okay. Like I don't have to have an argument. Like you said, I don't have to like fight you. Like
you're very emotionally intelligent, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, to know that this is a her problem, not my problem.
I'm very honestly, I'm not good with confrontation, or I'm not good like, because I'm saying like I don't need if we don't get along, it's cool. It's totally fine. Like I don't need you.
The world's not gonna end if we don't get along.
We're fine, you know. So, but I'm very like, or I've always like, it's been. I mean, I don't even know how to put it, but like when girls say like, oh, I just need closure. I'm like, why? It just didn't work out. Why? Like
closure with girls? Like I've never heard that. No.
When they say that they need closure, like with men, like, and I'm like, why? Like, it didn't work out. Like, I don't need you to explain to me what I know it didn't work out. But that's it. If it's like a relationship that you just didn't like, you know. Yeah. For me, it's like I don't care. So I'm very like, and that part I was like a yes or no. Like cool, I'm done. You know. But with women, I feel the same way. Like I feel like I don't. If you don't like me, like I don't need your explanation. Cool, you don't like me. Let's keep it pushing. You know, like I know. I don't know. I think I'm just like that. Like I told you, if I get like a bad vibe, I feel like I'm very big like on vibes. I don't know if it is, on energy, but I'm very big on that. And if I just feel like a certain way, like I don't want to be around that, because I feel like I've protected my energy so much to be around people that truly care for me and that I care for them, that or are just good energy, that I protected so much that any bad energy that I get, I'm like, I don't need to be around you. Like, and I don't need to know why. Like, if you want to come and have a conversation with me, I'm totally open to it. But you're not gonna see me day into like, why don't you want to be my friend? Like cool. I can barely handle my kids and my husband. You know, like so I feel like I'm okay with not having a million friends. We have a lot of acquaintances or people that we're around, or like I consider you a good friend. But like honestly, like for people just to be friends with everyone, I learned my lesson the hard way, because I feel like I always wanted to be everyone's friends, but it can't be like
right. I've learned those lessons too. And when somebody doesn't like you, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, you don't need to convince them to like you. Yeah, it's just let it go.
100%. And sometimes I feel like we try to be or force a friendship. and it's never good. So it doesn't end well.
You know what's the thing that I love as we're aging, as I'm aging? You get to a point you don't care.
You care less, right? I honestly, I was thinking about that the other day, like, because literally, like, my word lately's been like, oh, whatever, like, I'm not even mad, I don't care. But I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't, like, I literally, like, don't care about this. I'm like, I should probably care, like, but I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, it's part of life.
It's true. And I see my teenager and how things are so intense as a teenager. And I'm like, oh, look how cute. I remember when I used to care.
I remember, like, having my CD player and crying over a song that I had, like, about love that I had never experienced, you know, like, but everything felt so intense, like
it did.
And I'm just like,
when I was a teenager, do you remember, it's a Spanish song, she's kind of rebellious, what's her name, Alejandra Guzman.
Oh yeah,
and the song Hacer el amor. Oh my god, I used to listen to that song, and I was a virgin. Okay, I used to listen to that song, and it was so funny. My mom used to listen to that song, and she even came and told me that song is not appropriate. And I'm like, well, to me, you know, it's like whatever it meant, but it was such a passionate song for me, and I've
so
never experienced any. Yeah.
For me, it was like the Shakira era, like the Shakira. Yeah, she used to sing songs, and it was like she was more rebellious, and I was never rebellious, but it was like it. I don't know. Yeah. It's so funny.
How fun.
But yeah,
So, any last thing you want to share with us before we close?
No, I think I'm just super excited to be here. I'm very, like I said, I'm honored. I feel like when I met you at that dinner, when Alan introduced us, you just have like this, like I said, an energy, like this light about you.
Aww,
and then as I started learning more about you, I'm like, dude, this woman is badass. Like seriously, like, and I'm still learning so much about you. But I love being around women like you, where it's like you have a strong relationship, you have a strong business, like the way you carry yourself and everything. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm honored to be your friend. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, one last thing. Who did you want to vote in for our next tea time?
Okay, so Hela's gonna have tequila time.
Okay.
And who do I want?
Give me 3 people.
Okay. Oh, you know who I'm gonna invite? Limairi. You know Limairi?
Okay.
I think she'd be great on here.
Oh,
I love it. She's like another very classy. I always call her my goddess. I feel like she's always just floating. Like, she's
I would
floating
love
as
to
she
get
walks.
to know her. Yes. Her energy, right? Really mellow.
Yeah.
I've met her at the Friendsgiving.
She's so graceful. Just so graceful. Limairi's amazing. And I'm gonna throw in Monica Singer. Have you met Monica?
I've met her, but just high and by.
She's such a boss. Like she's and same thing. Another thing that I admire about her is like the way she is with her family. She's very hands-on with her family, and like with her husband, her kids, her business is growing like crazy. So definitely another great friend and another person that I think everyone to learn from.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Aw.